nowadays it's so easy to have a what we call like presence online. Like you can have a great LinkedIn profile, people can find you. You can go a step forward and create a website, really simple. There are tons of free ways right now to do that, and that's an easy way to, especially if you put a website on your resume, which I do have my website on my resume, and it said like, hey, these person has their own website. Let's go check it out. And you start highlighting maybe some of the projects. Maybe you have a little more time to expand on some of these projects and some of these things that you do outside of work, maybe that um, are going to help you find that job. And you already captured their attention. 6 seconds have blown by. They're already on your website. They're already invested. Hey, these are my work experience. I have a podcast. I have a website. I do all of these things, volunteering and highlighting all that stuff. They're start clicking around, and if you design it in a way that it's easy to move around and find that information, you can capture them for 5 minutes, and that way, that's the most powerful way that I found to really get these jobs. And I created a website after I joined Foothills, and when I was doing the interviews, as I was kind of looking for a new job, all of them are like, "Hey, you have a website? That's pretty cool. Like, talk more about that." And like, they already, I know they were in the website. They already know they were already clicking around in all the pages, and that is a huge differentiator to just really be again kind of different to everyone else. If you have a resume that looks the same and you don't have maybe a link to at least your LinkedIn profile, um, you're going to start seeing that a lot of times it's going to be really hard to find that internship, especially if it's the first one, especially if you are maybe a sophomore in college who don't have a lot of experience either with work, maybe some of the more technical classes. I think having little things like that, a website or something else, is going to be an easy way to like really improve both your resume and your chances of getting that first job. And we can go hours talking about how to make a great resume. I think you being part of workshops and things like that. Maybe we should talk about something like that in the future. But another like small tip that's going to improve your resume tremendously is look at the company's website. Like, what are some of the keywords they use? Do they have a vision, a mission? Use those words in your resume, um, and you're gonna start capturing their attention a little faster and a little better, as well as you are showing them that you care about this company. You at least went through their website, look for them, and that's probably more than 80, 90% people do when they're applying to jobs. They just send the same resume everywhere, and that's one of the worst things you can do.
So, how? I guess if you're to summarize or one final tip to close out the episode, what would you say?
I think the biggest thing you can do is, again, having a great resume is important, regardless if you know someone, if you don't. But having a network that you can tap into and start asking questions like, "Hey, what does your job look like? What are some of the things your company does?" And especially if you actually have an interview, that's an easy way to really gather a lot of information. I actually did that with you. I called you after my first interview and said like, "Hey, what does Jacobs look like? Like, what are some of the things I should be looking out for?" And you can ask in terms of like benefits, all that stuff that is important as well. But just the culture in general, I think that's kind of what you're trying to do. The interview is